Good evening, my GNT family. You see what's on the cover, episode 136. We got a lot to talk about this evening, and the biggest question I have, did y'all see that coming? Pause. Hey, GNT family, we are back, episode 136. As you see, I'm here with my man, Bird Gang. What's going on, partner?
Hey, yo, what's going on, everybody? Let's get it, man. You already know, episode 136, a lot to talk about.
Yeah, and it's crazy. Oh, first things first, hello to my Instagram family. Good to see y'all. And YouTube family, hey, go ahead and flood the airways. We need to get y'all part of this conversation because we do have a lot to talk about this week. And let's start off with a little bit of I'm not gonna say controversy, but it's some stuff that's going on right now in the NFL that we as a group wanted to definitely kind of tap into. And it's this story that's right here with our man Jacobs, that he was arrested. My man from the Green Bay Packers, that guy. Now, says here that the running back for the Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs, was arrested on Tuesday, booked on several domestic violent charges. Yeah, my man is only 28 years old, and right now he's been booked and charged for battery, domestic abuse, disorderly conduct, intimidation of a victim, strangulation, and a partridge in an absolute pear tree. Hey, Taya.
Yo, what up?
We need to talk about, and we're glad.
Snap.
Oh, snap indeed. I'm glad you're on board, Taya, because we definitely need every bit of your opinion on this whole entire episode. So thank you for tuning in. We definitely appreciate you as always, First Lady. We appreciate you being here. So we need all your old snaps and all kinds of stuff with this one. So Joel just got finished going through some new updates about this whole entire situation. And Joel, kind of break down kind of what's on the surface that that we see. And just go ahead, Joel. This whole story is crazy.
All right, so first off, right off the rip, everybody thought immediately that it was his girl, but we just logged on, and on Twitter an hour ago, his girl personally on her page posted him and her in Cancun, a picture of them in Mexico. So me and Larry are like, what the heck? So like, we're trying to figure out exactly who the female is that, filed the whole thing, because apparently it's not her. So me and Larry going back and forth. I'm like, I don't know, maybe he was involved with somebody else, or something happened, or he was defending somebody. But to go to that extreme and be locked up, and allegedly all these things happen. So he's not guilty as of right now, but I mean, they did make the arrest, so I really don't know, what to take out of that. But he's definitely in a pickle, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Now, just out of curiosity, and I can look it up real quick, but I know Josh Jacobs just signed that deal with the Green Bay Packers just a couple years ago. Like, he's only been on the team for like 2 years. Do you remember how much that contract was?
I don't remember how much it was, but it did make him one of the top paid running backs, because that was one of the reasons why he wanted to get out of Oakland at the time before, because he didn't ever made it to the Las Vegas team. He got traded, I believe, before that. But it's definitely something that, I know they're harping on, because I mean, they got rid of their longtime vet and Aaron Jones on part of that deal. They end up leaving him, letting him go, and he plays for Minnesota in the division now. But I mean, I remember the trade, and we were like, whoa. And then part of that trade was him getting that contract.
So here's my question, Joel. If I had a stick of bubble gum, right, and a bottle of Coca-Cola,
Okay.
I would stop you from doing some things, right? So
Right.
how about I make you one of the highest paid running backs in the whole entire league? One of the highest paid. Thank you, Tyre. There you go. 4 years, $48 million is what this man signed for. It's 4 years, once again, for $48 million, and he signed in 2024. Joel, did you see this story coming? Pause.
Absolutely not. I mean, I'm gonna retract that. I'm not surprised. I didn't see it coming, but and pause. The thing that I'm never surprised anymore because of the fact that we talk about different things on the podcast with athletes constantly getting themselves in bad situations or in trouble or whatever the case may be, and where to us is like, all right, from a financial standpoint, you basically could do whatever you want, except strangle people and do all the types of things like that. But you would think that someone drinking will have somebody close near them to say, don't take their keys and let me drive. And because we got a lot of athletes that end up getting DUIs and stuff like that. And in this case, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, bro, like, I don't know, man. I just can't see myself putting myself in that situation, regardless what the circumstances is, unless it involves any of my kids. If it involves anybody that's real close to me or my grandkids, because I do got two, whatever, I'm crashing out for that. For anything that involves them. But these guys just be getting involved in. I don't know specifically like if it was somebody he was dealing with or if it was his girl and they're just trying to like downplay it now or whatever the case may be. But it's like, bro, like, I don't know. I just can't see myself doing that for sure. Like, I'm like, nah, is it to get me to that level, it has to be something real significant of importance to somebody that is really close to me. For me to get, to crash out like that.
Now, no, Ty says, I think that there's a link to football aggression and domestic violence. Here's my thing, right? And I always question this as me just being the individual and the man that I am. It's not often that you hear about any stories about, for example, we didn't hear about Josh Jacob going over to like Michael Parsons and strangling him, right? You don't hear about Josh Jacobs doing any of that stuff to any of the rest of the players that's inside of that locker room. Let's go back a number of years. We didn't hear anything about good old Ray Rice decking one of his offensive linemen or one of like his quarterback or one of the defensive players. You didn't hear about any of that stuff. But yet you have the aggression when it comes to a young lady. So you're right.
Love is a drug. Love is a drug.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man, some of these guys, man, like, there's a lot of people out there. Don't be fooled, man. I had conversations with certain people, and you will be surprised what a lot of people put up with, and along the same lines of domestic abuse and people being in relationships for years and years and years, and just not even from a physical standpoint, from a verbal standpoint, where they talk to their significant other like shit, bro. And you know what I mean? And people just deal with it on for years and years and years. And then, you know what I mean? To the point that as all those years go by, they're in too deep. They got too many things invested with that person. And then on top of it, they're relying on that person. So they just deal with it. But I mean, it's just crazy how, exactly, toxic relationships, and a lot of people downplay, and they be in different situations where, look, man, like, you fast forward and then you like, then they get out of that relationship and start opening up to certain people around them that they feel confident in, and letting them in, and like, I was dealing with this and this and that. And you're like, no way. And you're like, you know what I mean? through social media, you see people and their relationship status and what they got going on and what they're posting, and it's far from the truth. You know what I mean? So, to your point, and bring it back to the NFL, like Ray Rice, like again, you know what I mean? Like Ray Rice, star running back. Same thing with Jacobs, star running back in the league. Obviously, financials in line, no issue there. And whether he's having a disagreement with his girl or whatever the case may be, I don't want to say is that specific instance in this case, but you know what I mean? Like, this is someone that could like simply walk away and start a new life overnight but for whatever reason, Ty might be on to something. It might be something with these NFL stars or just, stars in general, because it happens in the NBA and all across sports where a lot of guys end up being very possessive and controlling. And, when things don't go their way, they just take it out on the females. And to your point, is never against one of their teammates, or you don't never see them as a physical person, or, like being out there on the field and doing that to any of their teammates or opponents.
Right. And it's, and Ty said it right there, toxic relationships. I do know people personally. I know people that's extremely attracted to toxic relationships. Like they go out of their way to find the most toxic person.
Sean said never.
Bro, and I'm with you. I'm not. Look, my piece is worth so much more, but there are so many people that's in this world that I know at least 5 I can think of off the top of my head that they go out of their way. Yo, I'm serious. They go out
of the names, way. Larry. I probably know a few of them.
I guarantee you know 2 of them, bro. I guarantee you know 2 of them. And I'm not going to drop no names, but I'm just saying, 2 of them. And guaranteed they go out of their way to go ahead and find a toxic relationship. I never understood it. I never will understand it. But, some people are just, attracted and just drawn to those toxic relationships. But when you have $48 million on its way to you, you went 2 years with that contract. You got to find a way to get away from those things, man. You got to find a way to not be part of those conversations. You got to find a way not to be involved. And some got step away, because you just ran into literally generational wealth and a drop of a hat. Gone.
Listen, man, it to me is mind-boggling because if I was in that situation, first off, I wouldn't even be in that situation because as far as that, there's no way. No, because as soon as the first sign, I'm like, oh, this ain't for me. I got to go, baby. I'll be so out, bro. And just like you saying, being in that situation and stuff like that. And in addition to that, for whatever reason, I get it. You want to drive a brand new car and stuff like that and drink and get intoxicated and then drive. I'm like, bro, you got enough money to hire one of your family members or close friend and be like, bro, I just need you to be my designated driver in this Lambo. I'll be in the back. Just get me home safe. Bro, I don't understand how they be getting themselves in these situations, man. But, man, hopefully, it's just an allegation, but they made an arrest. So I'm sure there was some evidence there to support the arrest.
Absolutely. Right. Something there. And what Sean said, I'm going to just post this again, said, I ain't going to stress myself and I ain't going to argue with myself and I ain't going to get on my own nerves. Exactly. So you can step away from the person that's doing all those things that's arguing with you and stressing you out and, getting on your nerves to be with yourself, and you can have your own self to deal with. And if you're good with yourself and love yourself enough, then yes, you won't mind being with yourself for a little bit, because I'm pretty sure $48 million will allow other things to arrive to you. I'm just saying. I love my peace, bro. That is one of the biggest like truth bombs that you can definitely have. Love my peace. If you ain't bringing better to my situation, I'm great. I'm peaceful and I love my peace. I'm with you, bro. 100%. Trust me, I'm with you. Yes. Look at how messy Stephon Diggs is. Yes. 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 Yes.
See that.
Much love from Palestine. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, it's unbelievable. Like I said, it's a lot of things that go into play, and they constantly find themselves in these type of situations where, like again, big fan, but frowned upon with the whole Mike Vick thing with the dog. Like, bro, like making all this money, you're a star quarterback, bro, and you're linking up with your homies in the hood to do dog fighting. Like, I was so disappointed. I'm like, damn, Vic, come on, bro. What are you doing, bro? Like, it's just, I still think like some of the guys that come from the struggle and the hood, let's say, still want to be like tapped in, and they don't want to see like, yo, I want to be real. I don't want to switch up and all that. But the problem is you have to, because of the fact that everything you work so hard for, and how gifted you are as being an athlete, you just let it go to shit, like just by making dumb decisions, like being there while you're putting dogs to fight, bro. Like whether it was you or not that orchestrated there, you got the name. So unfortunately, like you gonna be the one that's targeted, and everybody just like TMZ is looking for a story and want to be the first one to post it and want to take pictures of Mike Vrabel and Rossini and post it up, and you know what I mean. So everybody that ain't at that level and has an opportunity to call something out or be the first to report, like obviously they're gonna be right on there. You know what I mean? Just trying to do what they need to do because certain things are frowned upon, whether you like them or not. And unfortunately, that's just how it is.
It's that it was in his house. Okay.
Yeah.
So that leads to a whole different conversation because him and his girl now is in Cancun, right? Posted today.
So the girlfriend posted her and Josh Jacobs in Cancun in a swimming pool. That's the first thing I popped up because while we were talking, getting ready for the show, I'm trying to do some digging, looking to see what it was because immediately, like you hear that, you're like, oh, he's beating on his girl. And then after that came up. So I think either one, it was her, and now they're trying to clean it up after he got arrested, or two, she's just trying to get herself out of that. Like, hey, I don't know who he strangled or did that to, but it wasn't me. So I'm not sure, but that was something that came up. In addition to a possible replacement for Green Bay if something happens to Jacobs.
That's a really good segue. I just want to go and just tap into these two comments here because Ty's one is crazy because it could be 100% true. He said, "Let me get 48 million. I'm going to turn white in a second. I won't be seen in the hood anymore unless it's birthday, it's cookouts, Thanksgiving, and maybe that. Look, then I'll bring the party to me. I'll bring the party to me. I'm just saying.
Exactly, bro. Like,
and this is what Ty said, and this is crazy. It's probably was his girl. They made up, and that's
why she posted it an hour ago. Is on X, Twitter, whatever. But that's why I said exactly. I don't know if it was her, but she's like, oh, no, things are good.
Yeah,
I misspoke.
Real suspicious. Real suspicious.
That was me. It was the curling iron.
Just in case for the folks that's watching, we are talking about the Josh Jacobs arrest and everything is going on that's swirling around with that story and the domestic violence that's connected to it. Now, no way in the world ever, and I mean ever, will the GNT sports crew ever condone anything in those magnitudes. I'm a happily married man, and I promise you, if I plucked her the wrong way, she won't remember, because I don't think I've even plucked her the wrong way. So I'm just saying, that's just me. But, so we definitely do not condone those things. But in the same token, we also don't understand why, if you making the money that he is, why you even try to put yourself in that type of situation. But that's okay. I mean, that's okay. I know we have a couple more comments here, and we'll go ahead and go to what this whole situation may actually lead to, which is a problem for the rest of the NFL if this happens. But just in case, and then they need to keep the information out of social media and their business. It's crazy. Absolutely. Look, see.
He like, never ever. He's like, I love my piece, and give me that 48 mil, and I'm gone. Yo, it's funny. So I talked about this a lot, which would never happen because I'm not that lucky. But if I ever hit the Mega Millions or the Powerball, whatever the case may be, the first thing I'm doing is building a whole community. And then I'm bringing all my friends and family to that community, and I'm never coming back to Philly ever again. I'm like, listen, bro, you trying to see me? Just go to this site, pick out your house, the key, this is the lock box, pick out your house, be there. And then every now and then throughout the year, I'm just going to pop up and visit everybody and get the hell out. That's exactly what I would do. I'm not going to be like, yo, I'm going down north to go see my uncle, go see my aunt down there. No, listen, if you don't want to move there and you trying to see me, I'm flying you to somewhere, and I'm going to have a driver pick you up at the airport and take you to an unknown address, because you're not getting my address. You just go like, I'm just know I'm going to go see Joel. Pull up, go outside. They'll have the sign. Yo, Larry Marshall. Yeah, all right. Yo, where we going? I can't tell you that.
But put the blindfold on.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, like they do in the cartel joints and shit.
Yeah, put the blindfold on. We'll tell you when to take it off.
Right.
My man said he'll be gone in 48 seconds. Like, I'm out here in 48 seconds. Now, when it comes to what? My
own.
Ty says she's going to build her own Wakanda.
For real. Bro, I guarantee you'll have no problems visiting that in one location. Now, you visit everybody, one shot, 3-4 times a year. Boom. Hey, how y'all doing? All right, cool.
Yeah. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. Good night. So now, what Joel was just alluding to. So if Josh Jacobs, if something happens to him this year, if he gets suspended or whatever, a suspension is happening. We just don't know exactly what it is. Because even with the situation with Ray Rice, for example, even though him and his wife got back together immediately. And I believe she didn't press any charges at all. He was still suspended for the whole entire year. So regardless of what happens, just because of how it looks for the NFL, for sure he's going to get some kind of suspension. And if that does happen, Joel, what is on the rumorville right now for the Green Bay Packers? And
it's already hot off the press, man. They looking at possibly as a replacement Alvin Kamara from the Saints. So that will be a nice little replacement for them. Obviously, the New Orleans Saints obviously picked up ETN from Jacksonville off the free agency. So if that does happen, that's going to be, obviously the New Orleans Saints are trying to figure something out, and they might benefit from the situation, but also will, the Green Bay Packers. That would be a definite. Oh man, Ty got it. She's all over this story.
Yes, she is.
Yeah, definitely. That will definitely be a nice piece to grab as far as, filling in for Jacobs.
So now that team, in my opinion, like Josh Jacobs, one heck of a running back. Let's not get it twisted. He's one of the best running backs that's in the game. had a little bit of a fumbling issue when it comes to like serious games, but ultimately, I mean, great running back for that team. So it's definitely a good choice by Green Bay to have him. But if Kamara's over there, bro.
Yeah, that makes it, yeah, because he catches out the backfield and all that a lot better than Jacobs. But I mean,
Yes.
he has some crazy stat. I don't want to misspeak, but I want to say anytime he rushes over like a certain amount of yards, they win. It was like 100.
Mhm.
Anytime it was something to that effect. But definitely, and he had a like a touchdown streak too going on. Remember, it was like an 8-game touchdown streak or something like that. But
Yes.
yeah, because I know more because of the fantasy aspect. But he definitely was like, he's been a great addition to that team until now. And
Absolutely.
obviously we'll see what happens.
And he's in the type of offense that in all honesty, usually the running back is second get like second feedings. Like they don't focus on so much on the running game. It's almost like they like pass so they can run. You know what I mean? It's not like they run so they can open up the passing game. It's the opposite. So, to have someone that can be officially part of that passing attack that Green Bay has, Kamara would like eat over there.
Yeah, I don't know the asking
absolutely.
price, but I'm definitely trying to. If I'm Green Bay, I'm definitely trying to pick him up ASAP. Like I'm like, yo, nah, like just in case, because you don't know what's going to come out of it, and with the suspension, you know what I mean. And this is the
Mhm.
playoff caliber team where they can't afford any setbacks, and they just re-signed the coach. They got some changes. Obviously, we have one of their coaches here. Our offensive coordinator came from there. They had a couple other key losses, so this definitely needs to be addressed immediately. So I wouldn't be surprised if they, regardless if Jacobs is in trouble or not, like I would definitely pull the trigger and try to get Kamara. You know what I mean? I know the price will probably be a little steep now because I know they probably feel like they have the upper hand in New Orleans, knowing that they definitely need him. So, I don't know what the asking price is going to be, but I'm definitely visiting that like yesterday. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
No, Sean said looks like Green Bay year ended before it started with a split second decision. And it's crazy because as soon as I saw the report of him being arrested, that's the first thing I said. I was like, man, that's a real bad omen. I'm used to the Cowboys having that type of omen. But no, Green Bay is usually all quiet. You don't hear anything really from Green Bay and Green Bay players. And to see that, it's like, that's not good. And no, he was one of the key pieces to that offense. Because all the wide receivers, most of them got hurt last year. So the one consistent player that they definitely had was Jacobs, and to have him missing now, that's real bad. But I would change my whole entire tune as soon as Kamara gets over there. If that happens, we talk something totally different.
In addition to the receivers, I mean, they had Jalen Reed hurt, they had Watson hurt, they also had Kraft hurt. And then they also end up losing Wicks because they traded him to us, and they also lost Dobbs in free agency. So, possibly losing someone of that caliber for the team is definitely detrimental. But if they get Kamara, it will be, and I know he's been a soldier down there in New Orleans and stuff and doing what he could, but I mean, it's time for him to get a change as well. And if he could get the Green Bay, man, that'll be a problem.
Says, speaking of cowgirls, where's Tone? Tone actually had to work tonight, so he couldn't be with us on the show for tonight. But I'll be sure, Sean, to give him the notification that you asked about him and his cowgirl loving team. So I got you covered, bro. I definitely got you covered. It wouldn't surprise me if he's not watching. Just on the side, he's probably cussing you out, Sean, just so you know. But
like, I'm no longer a Cowboys fan.
Yeah, okay. But
I know deep down inside, I'll be thinking sometimes like you still be looking at the score like,
he
let me
does.
see my team. I mean the Cowboys.
Now here's the one thing. Here's the one thing that may actually be very happy about this whole entire story and this whole entire situation. Joel wanted me to show this one for the people, just in case for the people in the back. Who's like the happiest right now when it comes to this situation?
Yo, he just actually filed for parole too, Henry Ruggs. But that was definitely his old teammate when he played for the Raiders. So we saw that. I was like, let's have a little fun with it, even though it's not a laughing matter if he did do those things. But I was like, yo, internet is undefeated for sure. For sure.
Defeated. But it's actually funny because of the connection with Devontae and Harry Ruggs. I was like,
yeah, because he's trying to get let go on parole, man, and obviously they say he's been working out obviously in there. He ain't got nothing else to do, so
he may not be able to run the 4.22 no more, but he may be able to run a 4.35.
That's fine.
That's 100%
good enough.
That's 100% fine with me.
Right.
Oh man, good old Henry Ruggs. Speaking of people like to drive real fast, stupid Nolan Smith. We're not going to dive into that situation, but like
that's what I'm saying. A lot of these guys, bro. I'm touching anywhere near that money. I'm having a designated driver, bro. Your job is. I already know my person. He already drives. He drives semi trucks. My homie June. I already told him. I'm like, bro. I remember Rich. We getting a crazy Tahoe. You my driver. I'm paying you your salary wherever I need to go.
Yeah,
say no more. Say no more, bro.
That's crazy. You already got that worked out. But
yeah,
nonetheless,
it ain't never gonna happen though. But we'll see.
You never know, bro. You never know. But here's the one thing. Just obviously the last part of the conversation when it comes to our NFL talk for tonight is that I saw something that was like, the man's back.
And they got a lot to prove, man. The only thing that happened with them too is Rice. They're Rice. He's in trouble too. He already suspended.
Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching that. I'm sorry, go.
Now I was saying that the only issue with KC, their Rice got in trouble too.
I claim that, Talia. I claim that.
Well,
I claim it right now. Said GNT might get $1 million there. I claim it.
And I will be doing this podcast from my island somewhere.
Facts. Really strong.
Your internet's messed up.
Gino lives next door.
Yeah, exactly.
I'll ask him to tap in. Yeah. Like Gino lives right next door. No problem. But yo, that bad man is back. And I'll tell you this, man. Like if he's already out there tossing passes like that already, and we're like about a good 3 months out before training camp actually starts. If he's already at this point already, yo, Lamar Jackson, you had your chance. Josh Allen, you had your chance. You let Seattle take that ring when Patrick was down. Patrick is not going to let that thing go no more at all. Patrick is not going to let that thing go. Like, it's over for y'all now. If that man come back here, pause, on fire, like you said, Joel, with something to prove, bro.
Yeah, because they know Kelsey's on a year-to-year, and that got reported last week, which we talked about, where KC throwing their possibly a team to throw their name in the hat with June 1st, 2nd looming when AJ Brown is able to get traded to, leverage the cap space. So if I'm KC and you got these issues with Rasheem Rice and getting suspended and all that, you know, Father Time for Kelsey is knocking on the door. Like I'm like, yo, and then Patrick Mahomes not that young, so I'm like, yo, go get AJ Brown. You know he want Hall of Fame numbers as is being reported, and he doesn't think Hurts could do that. Why not? KC just throw a couple picks, whatever. Boom, go get AJ Brown, and that team will be instantly insane with that duo, and then having Travis Kelsey here. So we'll see what happens, man. But it's definitely a possibility.
Did you see the clip with Jalen answering? No, I didn't.
Yeah, he basically said that like the things that they've been able to accomplish with his tenure here that is irreplaceable and stuff like that. But I mean, you could just tell it's over, man. And you know what I mean? He did it respectfully. I mean, he did what he needed to do. And he's like, look, our focus right now is learning the new offense and working with the new offensive coordinator and seeing what they got to do with the guys that's there. So I mean, it's definitely is that the writing's been on the wall for months already. It's just they're just waiting for that date. So again, leveraging that salary cap.
Absolutely.
Right.
He wasn't at the wedding. Cares.
It's definitely something to that though, man. Like you ain't just going like, bro. Like I don't know, man. Like I got a couple guy kids. If they were getting married and they ain't invite me to their wedding, or he didn't go for whatever reason, there's something there. It ain't a team issue. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like Tone was saying. He thinking it's something way deeper than just football, and what's happening on a daily basis at the NovaCare or down at the link.
It's crazy because, and I don't really want to go down this rabbit hole, but since we're going there here, yes, we see that, AJ, wedding, Jalen wasn't there, but I also don't remember seeing any pictures of AJ being at Jalen's wedding either. So, like wherever it is reciprocal, it's going both ways. So, it just look, whatever's going on with them personally, if that's what's causing their breakup on the team, then it is what it is. And wish nothing but the best for them. Well, it is what it is. Well, whatever. Okay. We'll see what happens.
Monk on IG too. He said, "What up, fellas?" So, what up, B?
B, what's going on, man? It's good to see you. Good to see you. Well, it was told to us that he wasn't there, but whatever. Whatever. Make it such a big deal. Who cares? Anyway, Saquon was there, so they're best friends now. Whatever. Anyway, good luck to AJ. We'll find out officially. I'm happy that this soapbox will hopefully be over within the next week and a half. And
I
then
can't wait, man. I cannot wait for that trade to go down.
Get this thing over with, man. This thing it's been festering since like January. So let this thing go. You know what I mean? So whatever happened to AJ, appreciate everything you've done for us as as a team. Of course, we'll dive more into that as soon as that trade actually officially goes through. And we'll go ahead and have our little announcements and stuff like that, thanking you and blah 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 blah. But which is all true. We're definitely grateful for your years as an Eagle. But the writing's on the wall.
Right. And just a PSA, the AJ Brown jersey that I have is the J Brown jersey from here on out. If you know.
I don't know what I'm going to do in my AJ Brown jersey either.
I got a legitimate. I got a birth certificate backing my shit up now.
I don't have a birth certificate.
Y'all gonna put Junior on that shit. Brown Junior.
Brown Junior. So anyway, Eagles go Eaglesburg game.
Yes, so, sir.
Something else that happened of major importance. We're going to go ahead and switch it up a little bit. Right here.
Ground ball back toward the middle. Stott to his right, has it, throws to first in time. And Christopher Sanchez has set a new franchise record for scoreless innings by a pitcher as he passes Grover Cleveland Alexander, a record that stood 115 years. And the 29-year-old from La Romana, the Dominican Republic, has established a brand new feat. Pretty incredible. And guess what? He's looking to build on it as we go forward.
And
that's crazy.
Build on that, he did. 47 is the number, not 44. 47. What amazing record that he just set. And I didn't realize what was even happening. I was at work this whole entire day. So when I was expecting the game to be mad late like it was the last couple of nights, but to see that the game was already over and I see that they won. But to see that happen, it's crazy. A couple years ago, when he arrived on the team, we was hoping that he will be more than just a reliever. And all of a sudden now it's like we're forgetting about Nola because he's just not that guy right now. And look at this guy. Look at this guy. He's going to make so much money. Like thank God that they signed him for a couple years this past year. So like we really don't have to like worry about the crazy number, but his next contract is going to be bananas if he keeps up this type of effort. Now, granted, shutout innings like this, if he continues on, fantastic. Better for the Phils, better for us as fans that we actually got something really, really to cheer for as well, besides them just winning. But like to continue this on, we don't know what that number is going to end up being, but what it is, man, when that contract is up, he keeps this up, bro. Like heaven knows we signed the ace the way that we did. But go ahead, Joel.
No, definitely a great signing last year. He was actually, in contention of being one of the Cy Young guys as well. But I mean, just acquiring him in general, like off the rip, he came to the team, solidify his starting position with this ball club. And I think honestly, like seeing somebody in Zach Wheeler and working close with him as he's had an amazing career, has contributed to his success as well. But definitely, man, shout out to him. I mean, it was what, 115 years? That's crazy. Where baseball for a short period of time, it just became everybody wanted to see a lot of homers and all that stuff. So to see a pure dominance in pitching is nice to see.
And it's so needed, man, especially for this team down the stretch. And in all honesty, I mean, we already know that chances are this Philadelphia Phillies team, especially their offense, is going to get quiet when it really needs to actually pick up. Why? Because that's when the pitching dominance actually kicks in. We need that dominance when it comes to our pitchers to match what they're going to see in the postseason. And I'm already saying, like, all right, we already going to say they're going to make it to the postseason. So I know they're battling right now, but I mean, the Padres were in front of us and then they just pretty much swept them. So, I mean, to see what they're doing now, we already know that they're going to run into some monster pitchers that's going to be out there in the postseason. And it's good to know that we can rely on somebody besides Wheeler that name is not Nola to actually be like consistent out there for us. We have our closer. We definitely have our number one when it comes to Wheeler. And now we got Sanchez.
Yeah, man, it's definitely going to be important, just for all the reasons you said in addition to that. But, they go to a 4-man rotation in the playoffs. It's not 5. Some even do 3, depending on how the schedule works out and how many innings these guys pitch. So it's definitely having a good advantage if you got some of these guys that are pitching at a high caliber heading into Red October. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm definitely getting more and more excited about what the possibilities of what the Phillies can actually do and the rest of this NL. But everything is up in the air right now. We're definitely going to see exactly what happens in the, at the end of the day. But I mean, so far, so great. And with that being said, we just want to just slow down just for a second and just ask y'all guys, did y'all guys subscribe to the channel yet? If y'all did not, what y'all waiting for? Like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Follow us on IG. Do other good stuff there. Trust me, there's a lot of activity on IG when it comes to what Joel and what Tone brings to IG. It's never a boring moment on IG.
That's mainly Tone. I ain't taking no credit for that.
Man, Tone stay busy on there, man.
Shit. I'm like, damn, all these little, how like somebody had their story is like a few dots. It'd be like all these little ass periods, story after story. I'm like, damn, I can't even keep up. But Tone, that's all Tone right there with the GNT page on IG. So shout out to Tone.
And it's also too, it's good to know that our IG page is actually being seen by the crew. Like, so wherever comments, wherever statements, wherever responses that y'all guys want to give, we definitely will see it on IG, and we definitely see it on YouTube as well. So please feel free to go ahead and do that. But once again, like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. We'll definitely appreciate that. And you. And if you're following us on IG, we will follow you back, which is always a good thing as well. Especially that one day when Joel went ahead and followed like 1,000 people, like in one day.
It was getting flooded. They're like, what are they doing? Like, what? So, hey, we took advantage of that. But shout out to y'all for following. Appreciate y'all.
All right, and one last thing that we wanted to talk about tonight. Did I not? Yeah, because it was upsetting me. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and show y'all this cover and just look on the right-hand side of this cover. And I guess I'll go ahead and pull the picture later. But if you look at the right-hand side of that picture, you see these people holding this trophy that's over on the right-hand side. I personally cannot stand them, but it doesn't matter what Larry likes or dislikes. It is a reality. The New York Knicks are finally in the NFL. Oh, sorry.
NBA finals. This topic got you rattled. Last week, you did not mention anything. Well, we did not mention. I don't want to say you. But they were up already about the sweep, and they completed the sweep there in the look, you got me saying NFL. NBA finals. Man, I hate it, but it's like, damn, why all the Villanova players have to be on that team? Because
bro,
that is like, you want to hate them, but then you gotta some sort of tie because they were here playing in Villanova, and it's like, damn, bro. But hey, man, they did the damn thing, and I think we're gonna look at New York Knicks and the defending champs OKC take in the finals.
Now, I did not think that just a week ago, bro. I said, all right, no problem. I can see the Knicks because we can see the Knicks. But I saw the Spurs, bro. I was like, no, Wemby and this squad, like, I think they have a team that's destined to do something. And then SGA said, did you forget who I am?
Look, man, when they won game one, and I was talking to my homie Kev at work, and I was like, bro, the only thing that rubbed me the wrong way was the fact that Wemby was really going out his way to take shots at freaking what's his name? Damn, I even forgot his name. The center that they got. So he's taking shots at him, and I'm like, bro, like he's not even the star player. The star player is SGA, the MVP, and you're sitting here, worried about the guy you played against and lost to in the Olympics and all that. And it's only game one. Like, you guys did what you had to do. He was, posting certain things. It kind of gave me, I don't want to say MB vibes, but when MB goes on his trolling type vibe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, bro, you still haven't, you won game one in the Western Conference Finals, great. But it's like, you want to kind of like fall back and make sure that, like keep the main thing, like Jalen says all the time. But that was the thing. And you know what I mean? And, the OKC's the defending champs. They got the MVP over there, and you're worrying about, this other guy that's on the team, and, whatever. If it was a personal thing, it's a personal thing. But, you need to win 4 games. And ever since then, you won none. You just won that first game, and, you're looking at one more game, and you guys are out.
See, that once again, it goes to really show that experience always trumps everything else. You know what I mean? Like, they definitely, the Thunder has been there and they've done that. And it's actually showing because the inexperience of the Spurs right now, like no way in the world that this team that's supposed to be like a defensive juggernaut from the center all the way down to the point guard, with the speed of the point guard as well, by the way, they supposed to be able to actually give OKC some troubles. No. At all.
And the other thing too that's going around in the internet, they're talking about that the refs are, bad calls and is favoring the champ. That's how it is in the NBA. That's how it's been forever. You solidify yourself as a veteran or a championship caliber team, calls are gonna go your way. Whether you like it or not or disagree with it. But that's what happens. And the player that he was focused on is Chet Holmgren. That's the guy that he was always, after game one. And again, the other thing that I was looking at, I'm like, bro, you talking and calling this man out. In addition to that game went into overtime. You guys could have possibly lost that game. So the only game you actually won went to overtime, and you over here flexing and doing all that. And look, man, they came back in a big way. They won game 2 at home. They won 2 on the road in San Antonio. They're going back home, and I think it's over. There's no it's over. They, you know what I mean? Like they're gonna seize that opportunity. They don't want to go back to San Antonio for game 6, and we're gonna have the OKC Knicks matchup.
And that's going to be a really good matchup to watch too. A really good matchup to watch. And I think it's really going to test OKC a whole lot. And as much as I really dislike the Knicks, give respect where respect is due. They're a tough, gritty team that learned not to give up, and they've been blowing folks out. So like, it's almost like once they have like a finger on the pulse of the team they're going against, then they just go crazy when it comes to just dominating that team. So it's going to be interesting to see what that New York team will do with a team like OKC.
A well-rested New York's team.
Facts.
Because they're sitting, they waiting. You know what I mean? They're just, recovery, doing different things to get ready and prepared. Obviously, they probably got, if they're looking at game film at this point, they're probably favoring that. But I mean, right now they're probably just worried about, getting healthy and, getting ready.
Right. The only concern, and I don't know if you ever really agreed with the idea of this, I'm doing my quotation marks, the rust aspect. No, them not being in the lab. No, being in the lab and not being in the game. Well, like, would that really affect that team as a lot of these other squads that set for a long time actually do? That's going to be the question too. Will the rust factor actually kick in? So we'll see. But regardless, that OKC and New York, if that's what end up being the case, then I think we're in for a really good series. If the Spurs happen to turn it around, I think that would be a tremendous way to end that series. To have them be down as much as they are right now, and that if the Spurs actually come back to make it to a Game 7, that would be absolutely phenomenal. So, regardless, the NBA season is ending actually very, very strong. As much as I dislike having the Knicks, in the finals, but it's actually been a really strong playoffs and a really strong season when it comes to just effort and just the end results of things. But before we go ahead and shut this whole entire thing down, Joel, I know you wanted to at least tap on to the new rules that the NBA just pretty much passed when it comes to tanking. Are you? Did I just throw that in your lap? Are you ready? Are you ready for that? Or
no, I mean, we talked about it before, but they're definitely looking at the anti-tanking and the lottery, the NBA draft lottery, and how it's currently formatted. They're going to change. They're looking to change that due to the fact that there's certain teams that are figuring out a way to tank so that way they can get thrown into that draft lottery. And it's looking like it definitely changes. They're coming in the NBA, where that's going to be kind of like non-existent, and teams that repeatedly be at that bottom half can no longer have the top pick back-to-back years and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be a good change due to the fact that like even from a fan standpoint, and we talked about it a lot on this podcast, where you're looking forward to a game in advance. You get tickets for you and your family or your friends, and you go there, and the star player from that team is on, whatever the hell they call it. I was gonna say workload management, but that's actually a Home Depot term in my days at Home Depot. But they just be resting players, due to the back-to-back games and stuff like that. Where back in the day, in the NBA, it wasn't like that. Star players came out every night and, put their best foot forward and were just competitive in that way. So definitely this should help out the tanking system as far as how it's recently constructed, and these teams that look to do that will no longer be able to do that and benefit from it. Even if they do decide to do that, they won't be able to benefit from it. So definitely something to look forward to. And, like I always say, we'll see what happens, man.
Well, that is our show for tonight. Sean, good night to you, man. Look, much love. And I know it's no Diddy. It's all good. It's not even a pause moment. Much love to you too, bro. It's always good seeing you aboard and watching and being here with us, being part of the show. One day we may actually have to hear your voice on here. May have to give you a call so you can go ahead and tell us what you really think. On the voice line later on. To everyone else, IG family, I see y'all. Still love y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Bird Gang, it's time for you to give your last comments, brother.
Hey, listen, thank you guys for tuning in on another episode of GNT Sports Talk, episode 136. Like Larry said, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. And if you haven't checked it out, it's on my bio, on the GNT bio, Larry's bio, Tone's bio. The GNT pop-up shop is available and open, 20% off until Sunday. So make sure you take advantage of that 20% off, because we do not run promos quite often. But when we do, be sure to take advantage of it. GNT Sports Talk, Bird Gang, checking out. Thank you, guys.
Tuned up. Hey, yo, chef. And I'm feeling good. I got a feeling I'm on my way to make a couple millions. They done see all the hard work in the basement. They gonna see me shine bright from the ceiling. I got a feeling some gon' like it, some gon' hate it, most gon' love it. They say, you think you should boozy? I say, no, bitch, I'm bubble. I got a feeling I do what I want, ayy. I do what you can't. If you ain't putting gas in my tank or cash in my bank, I don't give a fuck what you think. I got a feeling I am the one, no, I'll never be second. And when I die, I won't just die, cause when I die as a legend. I got a feeling.
20% off, get it. And we dropped some new stuff too on there. We got some summer stuff that came up, but those new varsity jackets, I know Cat was like, oh, I need that one. I was like, yeah, I've been in the lab working a little bit. So yeah, I got some more stuff I'm gonna release. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that varsity jacket is absolutely going down. And so much that I showed my daughter in Colorado. She was like, "Oh, that green and white one's going to be crazy." So check out the site. Y'all see exactly what I'm talking about. Trust me. Oh, just in case. Hold on, because I'm shortchanging this. Right there is the QR code, just in case. Let's see. There you go. Right there. The QR code is right there. Right there. For those folks that want to see that quickly, there you go. There's a QR code. Just go ahead and scan that, and you'll see everything that's on there when it comes to everything that we have available. Hey, guys, we appreciate every single one of y'all for tuning in, as always. Leave your comments down at the bottom. Always like and subscribe to the channel. And once again, we appreciate y'all so much. Until next week, hopefully we'll be full strength when it comes to the squad, but I'm looking forward to it regardless. God bless every single one of y'all. We out. Peace.